How's it going, guys?
Hi,
Hello.
good, and you?
I'm good, man. You guys popped up in my feed on YouTube as, hey, you suggested, and I'm like, I didn't even hear you guys, and I was hooked on the visuals alone, man. I'm like, I've got to talk to these guys. So,
Nice. Really cool to hear. Thank you very much.
oh, no
And
worries, man.
And thanks that you reached out to us. That's
Oh,
really, really cool.
it amazes me. I grew up in a country-ish setting as a kid, and a huge comic book nerd. And back in the '80s, man, you weren't a comic and gaming nerd. It wasn't cool. And now I'm talking to people in bands all over the world, man. It is unfathomable to me, honestly. And for you guys to actually take time out of your day and sit down and talk with me, some just nerd from Ohio, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome to me.
Thanks, and also I think it's pretty much the first type of interview we are giving.
So mostly we just get an email with a couple of questions. So there's no real interaction, there's no real conversation. There are just a couple of questions. We are writing our answers, and yeah, that's it. So a real life interview, like we are doing right now with you, is the first time for us.
Yes.
Wow, that's that just took my excitement to absolute honor, dude. Thank you guys, really. I mean that. Wow, I've like got goosebumps right now, man. That's wow. You guys have been around since like 2009, if I'm not mistaken, originally.
Yeah. Yes.
And so 2009 to 2026, man, and this is your first live interview. That's just, I'm trying to process that.
Maybe we should start with a short introducing of ourselves,
Absolutely, please.
so that you know who is who. My name is Abyssus. I'm the lead guitarist, and I'm with Aegror since 2011.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, I'm Arthas, I'm the vocalist, and I founded this whole shit.
Very awesome, man.
Last but not least, I came to the band as Tamorian, and I'm the sole number one in this group. And I came to Aegror last year around winter season, so something like November, December.
He's a drummer.
Right, so I tried to play the drums.
Very awesome, guys. Very awesome. I'll get right into this then. So I'm just curious, starting off with the idea you guys had to start the Aegror. Has it evolved further than you ever anticipated, or has it gone along what you thought was going to happen?
What you see now is a whole new band. Like it was a vision we both had, and what you're seeing on stage on the visuals is pretty new, and we never did this in this branding. As I want to say, it's sort of a kind of a branding, the Plaguebreeder, and we want to spread this all through our visuals on stage, off the stage, and it started just like with the music back in the day. On the first record, 2010, it was the Morbis. There is also the song Plaguebreeder on it, so there is where the story starts, but it was not like a full concept. It was this creature we are describing and building up our universe, and now we are reached the point that the universe is built, and now we can tell those stories with the visuals. It took some years. It took a long time to evolve.
20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Well, yeah, you mentioned the Morbis, which came out in 2010. You also have Forgotten Tales in 2013, Dead Man's Diary in 2017, and then Reign of Disease that you released in 2025. And that, to my understanding, that's where you guys are really starting to get international notoriety, is with the Reign of Disease.
Yeah.
Very cool. Have you guys gone international yet? Toured yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So I like I said, the visuals really drew me in, right? First and foremost, I've been listening to it, and the music is very melodic, and it just slaps, man. It's just awesome.
Thank you.
So, what's remained at the heart of the band that will not change, and has there been changes that you've embraced and really enjoyed?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think what is there from the beginning and will stay with us is the type or the sound, how we writing melodies. Melodies and epic moments was from the first record on something we always try to build in our songwriting to give it the atmosphere to telling stories.
Mhm.
And the first real concept album was Dead Man's Diary. So Dead Morbis and Forgotten Tales were like there were some single stories within the songs, but it was not a coherent story over the full album. So this started at Dead Man's Diary and brought the Plaguebreeder to life. So in this story of Dead Man's Diary was a soldier which was sent to a war, and during this war, this dimensional entity, Plaguebreeder, found its way to Earth through the soldier. And the next chapter is Reign of Disease, where the Plaguebreeder is showing first and taking one institution after another, and the type of songwriting as well, like writing concept albums, will be also on the next record.
Oh, okay, cool. So, you guys have any projected dates for that, or is it still just in production?
Yeah, we already started songwriting so far, and next month we will release one cover song from Ozzy Osbourne. We were invited from the Antichrist magazine to take part of the sampler tribute to Ozzy, which is already released, so you can hear the song at the Antichrist magazine's YouTube channel or on Bandcamp. But we are releasing the song on our own on all platforms on 14th of August. And we had the opportunity to make the song Road to Nowhere, which is more of a cheesy rock ballad, but we try to make it in our own style. So maybe it is some point to start listening to us, and the idea is maybe to release the next record 27, so next year. Hopefully, we are working with full power on it, and also we have plans for tours, but we can't say more at this point. but there are plans, also international, and unfortunately not the US, but maybe someday. For us, Reign of Disease was kind of a breakthrough album. It's not a mainstream breakthrough, of course, but it was a personal breakthrough.
Well, I without getting too deep into coming to the States right now, trust me, I understand. There's a lot of bands that are kind of, because of the financial hurdles and other things, they're like, US is just not a target right now. But that's the wonderful thing about the internet now. You can be in Germany, man, and I can sit there and I can literally talk to you guys. So we can work on when you guys start eyeballing like coming over here. I definitely want to get something lined up, do another promotion, and help you promote the tour and stuff if you ever make it over this way. But regardless, I'm happy to be able to share you guys with the people in my circles, and I'm sure that it's going to bleed out to other people as well. For lack of a better term, bleed out. So. So that was one thing. That was when I started looking into you guys. I was very curious about the Plaguebreeder and everything. I wasn't sure if that was kind of your metaphor for humanity or something because of spreading disease and chaos and psychological warfare and whatnot. So I'm like, seems legit. So I just wanted to get your guys' take on that. When you gave me the origin, that was kind of very helpful.
Cool.
So. The Plaguebreeder and the Aegror universe, that you guys started dabbling on that. So where did you get the idea for the visuals, though? That's because I'm sorry to keep coming back to that. It's just so striking to me. It was just so awesome, unlike anything I've seen. So it's kind of like a splinter in my brain. Sorry.
It was also a process of growing into the visuals because, as said, on the early stage of Aegror, we had an idea about this being, we had not a vision in mind how this creature could look like. So, and this came during the process of writing and during the process of the band has done, because we were at the brink of stop Aegror. We had serious problems because after Dead Man's Diary we had the chance to make more out of the band, but yeah, the members during this time didn't want to go the way in this direction we wanted to. At this point, yeah, Natas and I were left over. I took the decision to not end Aegror, just do it as a project for now. During this time, I think we found a new way of working and writing songs, and also found the vision of the Plaguebreeder. Like the first shirt design we had on the Morbus was like the skull with some feathers around the head and some spikes. And I'm a hobby fine line artist, so I'm drawing a little bit, and had this vision drawing a skull and focused on these spikes, and going on Photoshop and put some layers on it. And so the first vision of this created. To get to this point, we're also using AI, but not like prompted. It was more like I gave my intention and my drawings into the AI to give some more details on it. So it's not like give me a monster prompt and then we get it from the AI. So this is more a personal growing and drawing. Yeah, it took 5 years to write Reign of Disease because of personal circumstances. And after this time, the fire was completely out. We had no fun at all, and was at the point to say, okay, we're gonna stop this. We're gonna release Reign of Disease just on digital platforms. Later on, we had the idea, okay, let's do 100 vinyls, and then the project is over. 2 weeks after we uploaded the music, we charted in Iceland, in Estonia, in Lithuania, out of nowhere. And to this day, we have 25 chart entries in 10 countries.
Wow.
Not official country charts. It is streaming charts on Apple Music, streaming charts on Spotify, and digital sales on Apple Music or iTunes. But without label support, without promotion, just uploaded the music, and this thing is going viral on low key. But for us, it means the world to us.
Oh yeah.
And this keeps the fire burning to do what we do.
Absolutely, man. Especially seeing that, like you said, you're doing this on your own, and you're using the algorithm as a tool.
Yeah.
You're not using it to do it for you. And I can tell you that you guys doing this on your own is showing the passion you have. And as a concert goer and a concert photographer, I can tell you when I see a band that's up there, they're up there for the clicks. They're up there to try to hit the mainstream. And you can tell the difference between those people and the people who are doing it because I'm here because of my passion. I'm here because I'm not here for the money. I'm here because I have to get something out. And you guys are definitely in that category where you're doing it for the art, you're doing it for you. And that's major kudos, man. Absolutely. Because like I said, as a concert goer, you can tell the difference, man.
That's good that the message arrived you well.
So when you guys were writing, I'm very curious. Do you guys focus more on the atmosphere and the vision, or the lyrics and the atmosphere, or the music itself? Are you already thinking the visuals, how it's going to present on stage, or you're like, let's get the words out and then we'll make it work later?
It's both of the worlds. So we started first with the story. So the main story concept of the album, and then you have ideas. I'm always writing music on my own at home, playing the guitar every day, and you get a melody in your head. And if you have the chance to get your guitar in your hand, you just write it down. And we are collecting these melodies. Besides that, we have an idea for the whole lyrical concept. And later on in the process, when we start the deep dive into the songs and the structure, trying to keep the pieces together, all starts at first with the storyline. And we also have the storyline for the next album, and I think we have storylines for the next 4 albums, because there are so many layers, you know. It is, you can view it just like directly, then you have a horror story with a monster getting every institution and wants the humans doing what the monster wants. There's a second layer, which is on a metaphorical level, which is describing real world crisis, which is describing the decay of our world. Yeah, it is really deep. If you want to read, you can read a lot out of the lyrics and out of the music, and you can feel a lot of pain. It's our way to deal with today's information flood you're getting. It is our way to describe what we see, what we feel. This is what we're doing, and therefore it is an emotion we have, and then we're starting collecting melodies, putting all stuff together to find a way to bring this to a record.
Now, like that. With that being said, you're building out the universe and fleshing it out for us, the listener, as to what you guys are trying to build. How do you balance between the larger story of writing the individual songs and how do you balance out the larger story with songs that need to stand on their own?
Yeah, every album needs some brutal song. Every album needs some atmospheric or emotional song, and we wanted to have a dynamic on the whole record, which is not a flat line. We just want a wave or more waves in our record, and we try to focus on when we're putting together melodies and riffs, to see what kind of a song could it be. Is it at the top of a wave, or is it at the bottom of a wave? So and at this point we try to check where this could fit on the album, so that the song at itself is good to listen to, but also fits into the whole record.
It also depends a little bit on the story you want to tell.
Yeah.
So of course you have some topics in the lyrics which fits better to some more depressive atmospheric sounds. You have some more disturbing topics, so you want some faster drums and more brutal riffs which support the story you want to tell in the lyrics. So it's always a mix of heavy stuff, atmospheric stuff, maybe some depressive sounds, so that we can transfer the feelings from the lyrics also to the music.
Very fair point. Very valid. Yeah. So if you guys, when you guys are creating and writing and everything, you say you come to like a impasse or a disagreement creatively. How do you guys decide which direction to take? How do you guys come to that conclusion?
So from my side, I'm not long enough in the band to have some creative differences. So for the moment, it's running very well, and I'm also curious about it as soon as we will have some discussions about which direction we should go. But I think we all have the same aim. We know what fits to the concept of the band, and we also know what doesn't fit. And when we have ideas which doesn't fit, maybe we will use it for some kind of side projects, or we will just record it, and maybe in some future songs it will be fitting. So for the moment, it seems to be working very well.
Yeah, and for the last record, for the last record, Natas and I had the time of our life, because if you're only 2 guys, the decision making is very easy.
Yeah.
If one guy say no, then no.
I didn't know if you guys are busting out rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock kind of thing. I don't know if you ever watched Big Bang Theory, but rock, paper.
Totally.
Yeah.
So just had to put that in there, man. So you guys, you mentioned you have like the plans and the ideas for like the next 4 albums. Where does Reign of Disease fit in the larger Aegror story?
It's just the beginning.
Fair enough.
The Plaguebreeder has arrived, and now you will see what's going on Earth.
Awesome. Is there a song on the album of Reign of Disease that was the most difficult to complete, either musically or emotionally?
Hell yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. It's really good. For me, it was Reign of Disease itself.
Yeah.
Because we during the process of writing it and finishing the songs, it was the hardest one to finish, and for us, it was the weakest song on the record, we thought, at the moment. But this was just like the hit, you know. I don't know why, because it is, there are more complex songs on the record, but maybe it is that it's more simple. It is simple, but not. But yeah, for our structure, it is more like a simple song, but it was hard to finish because we never wrote a song like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me also, we wanted a song to give a small recap of the whole record, because it is the last song. After it comes the bonus track, but it is the last song of the record, and we wanted to do a recap what now happened on the whole record. So easy to put all informations from the whole record into one song, and this was hard, but we wanted to do this because maybe to round up, because the idea was to end the project Aegror, and we wanted to end the album well with the true message, and then putting one bonus track on it, because this was the first song we both written after the split up with the rest of the band members. And so we put it on the last slot on the record as a bonus track. But for me, it was Reign of Disease, definitely.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah.
It's a point. You stand there in the studio recording the fucking last song ever.
Yeah.
This was the point.
Yeah, we
wanted to drop it all down, stop all this shit, never do this again. So for me, when I stand in front of this microphone, this is the last time you're doing this shit. This was very emotional.
Yeah, for both of us.
And it seems as though it was kind of one of those situations where you just burned it to the ground and like, you know what? Stuff's actually growing out of that again. Okay. So it's, if you went from doing, we're done to, we have plans for 4 more albums, man. That's a hell of a 180.
Yeah.
So now that the album's out in the world, is there anything about the audience's reactions so far that surprised you?
Of course.
Everything.
The chart entries, the reaction, the comments, the likes. So last year on this day, we had 140 followers on Instagram. Now we are over 10K on Instagram.
Wow.
And over 3K on YouTube, which is a lot for an underground, easy peasy, band.
Small local band.
For a small local band, which is not touring or playing big festivals.
That is nothing to sneeze at, man. That kind of growth is impressive. It really is.
Yeah.
And maybe take a benchmark, like take a screenshot of your followers today, and give me some time to get this edited, and we'll see if I help you out with any American audience, man.
Yeah, would be great. Thank you.
So, have you guys ever looked for listener data and been genuinely surprised to discover where the people are listening to you from?
Yeah, most of it comes from South America, but Americas at all. It's also Mexico's pretty strong. Mexico is since half a year. It is top #1 country with, I think, 3,000 monthly listeners. Mexico. And USA is also on point number 6 or 7 with 600 monthly listeners or something like this. Currently, we are around 7,000 to 8,000 monthly listeners, which is also not bad for a band like us. Started with, I don't know, 15 monthly listeners last year. And this evolved from, it was growing and growing and growing, and we were speechless what to say. We cannot stop this project now. It's now it feels like the real beginning of this band. Since 15 years, we were playing shows, we were doing records, had a record deal with a smaller German record label on Dead Man's Diary. Yeah, just with this thing in your mind, you are ending the project now, and now it's really starting from zero. Really from zero, and we are reached points that we never tried or never ever thought about that we could enter this stage.
We couldn't have dreamed of, yeah.
Outside of metal, what are some of your guys' interests or influences that helps your creativity? Is it literature and movies or anything else that helps feed the creativity for you guys helps you build the metal?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely. I'm also a big horror movie fan. I've seen horror movies since the early 2000s. I'm just like I was 14 years old, 15 years old, starting with Saw and Hostel, and all these stuff. But also the music itself is really really impressive for me. I love to find new music every day through different channels, but the music itself is my biggest influence, I would say.
Yeah, but it's not just only metal.
No. Yeah,
it's for myself. I'm listening to a lot of 60s and 70s stuff.
Yeah, same for me.
Very cool. Yeah, you mentioned you guys doing the Road to Nowhere cover for Ozzy. Ozzy is.
Yeah.
I grew up on Ozzy and Black Sabbath, man. I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I hit an absolute low point in my life. And Ozzy, I made it to an Ozzy concert, and his show literally changed the trajectory of my life. So when you said Road to Nowhere, I started hearing it playing in my head, man. So I cannot wait to look for your guys' cover of that. And speaking of which, that, in my opinion, especially for bands that people haven't heard of, hearing them do a cover helps them introduce them. It helps ease the process for me. Like what got me into Marilyn Manson originally was his I forget what cover he did way back when. It wasn't Sweet Dreams. That was something else. But that's what got me into Manson. And
that's a very interesting point, because many musicians and bands just do a one-by-one cover, so there's not the real sound of a band which is covering its original track. So it's more interesting, like you mentioned, Marilyn Manson, who choose the songs like Personal Jesus or Sweet Dreams, but put them into his very own style. So he nearly created a signature song for his music. And many people didn't know that it's just a cover song, because it was so much sounding like an original Manson song that it was a very interesting experience.
Well, you look at Nirvana Unplugged on MTV way back when, man, when they did The Man Who Sold the World.
Yeah.
When I bought David Bowie's Legacy album after he passed, and that was on there, and I'm like, he covered Nirvana songs? And my dad was like, dude, no. I was like, really? It was, but that's why I'm really excited, especially for trying to introduce you guys to my circle and my small but growing circle here. I can't wait to post that. I'll definitely share a link to the Road to Nowhere for you guys, along with the interview, because that's going to help ease a lot of people into the Aegror universe, man. Very excited now. What's something that you guys can tell your audience and your fans that would actually surprise them about you guys?
We're all drug addicts. No, we're not.
Just the guy in the middle, but no.
That's one way of going with it. So, okay.
We are not on private things. I think we have no guy in our band which is really shocking, because we are not normie peoples. We are all into extreme metal or metal related or rock and roll, or in this kind of area, and also look like. But
our lives are pretty normal.
Yeah, we are really not shocking at all.
We have wives, we have kids, we have a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
So just 5 guys with normal jobs, normal interests, mostly.
Nothing special.
You live the boring life and save the exciting stuff for the stage, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Your alter ego, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. So
yeah.
So are there any bands you guys would like to collaborate with or tour with?
A lot of, I think, a lot of.
and a lot of great bands out there.
Portal from Australia, because they also have some special horror concept. The singer is also in a very special staged costume. The music is very terrifying with horrific sounds and a very deep atmosphere, but also in a technical way and disturbing sounds. And I think this would be an awesome match when we, Aegror, would share the stage together with Portal from Australia. So if one of the Portal guys is listening to this interview, please contact us.
And also we have an Australian guitarist in our rows. Besides this, we have our own heroes, you know, like Dimmu Borgir, Behemoth, Satyricon, Gorgoroth, Marduk would be also great to share the stage with. There's a lot of great bands and musicians out there. Yeah.
With that being said, I'm just curious, is there any country or festival or venue you guys dream of performing?
Hellfest in France.
Yeah.
That's definitely on my bucket list to visit.
Inferno Festival in Norway.
In Oslo. Yeah.
In Oslo, yeah. That would be a dream.
Yes. Definitely.
Very cool.
And Wacken as well.
I've never been to Wacken. I want to. That's another bucket list for me, man. Absolutely. Well, Hellfest is definitely one I got to hit though. So, and then my wife is from Italy, and there's a band in Germany called Double M. I've talked to them. I'm kind of pen pals with the vocalist. And I told him, I was like, when I'm coming to Italy, man, I'm giving you guys a heads up, because if you have any shows, I'm taking the train. We're definitely connecting. So same thing with you guys. Once I get plans to come to Italy, dude, I got to get in touch with you guys for a show to photograph it and just kind of hang out and say hi in person, you know. So
you're always welcome.
Awesome. So you mentioned you got the new album coming out hopefully next year, barring any hiccups, because life is life and life doesn't care about our plans. So is there anything else you want to talk about that's coming up or you got plans for that you can discuss? I don't want to let no spoiler alerts or any cats out of the bag kind of thing for you guys. Just what you're happy to talk about.
We cannot talk about it.
Understand.
But there will be a big bang for us, and I think for everyone which is into underground music, this would be, this is a real big bang when this comes out, and we can't wait to release it, but we have to wait, and we can't say more. The Aussie song in August, as said, you can also listen it now on the Antichrist sampler on Bandcamp or on the YouTube channel from the Antichrist magazine. But it will be on Spotify, Apple Music, and all platforms in the middle of August. And hopefully the next record will be ready to release next year. And hopefully, maybe, let's see, not on our own.
Now, kind of circling back to earlier, you guys said this is your first live or video interview. You've always done just kind of, people send you documents and you reply kind. So my question is, has there been a question that nobody's asked you yet that you were like waiting to hear?
I'm not getting tired to point out how this story starts and where we are now in this universe of music. And for me personally, it is still crazy when you look from where we are coming and what now happened all over the world with the music.
Yeah.
And
it's like a dream.
It's like a dream. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And also that the story is connecting with other people's like you, that we are transporting and connecting our vision, our music, our story to other countries, to other people which share the same interest and liking the same thing. And most of the songs will be written during COVID-19 pandemic, and but still the story in it is still up to date and will be, I think. because it's telling most of social decay and the collapse of social systems and
The colors of humanity.
yeah, that's it. And so we have a lot of input, a lot of dynamics in the world for the next records, and a lot of lyrics.
People aren't dying out, so
Yeah.
we have a lot of content.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because I like to read the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and it's just unfathomable to me that the writings and thoughts of a man 2,500 years ago are still valid today. It's like
Yeah.
technology has evolved, but apparently human nature hasn't. So
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
bad. But with that said, just wanted to kind of wrap up asking you guys a question. 20 years from now, someone discovers Aegror for the first time, and they finish listening to the music and exploring the world you created. What do you hope sticks with them after they're done with their first trek through the catalog?
We would hope that the direction in 20 years would be the same, like we saw today from you, that someone is very interested in the music and has the feeling that he discovered something for him personally completely new, and is so much interested that he is searching for the band, that he tries to contact the band to find more about the band itself, find out more about the music, about the plans, so that the people are still very interested in the stuff we are doing.
For me, it's more a deep story. I would love when in 20 years someone is discovering our music, the things we are describing are a bad story from the past, and things are even better.
Very awesome.
That's a very positive point of view.
Yeah,
At least I tried.
it's working, man. I hope spring is eternal. You know, it's just I'm hoping in 20 years that this is our current environment is a distant and bad memory. I hope so. Hopefully,
The Plaguebreeder is everywhere currently.
yeah. Apparently, all right, man. But yeah, all seriousness, man. Once you guys are getting ready to drop some new music and stuff, or another album, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'd love to get you guys back on here again and help promote that. And especially if your contact in New York, if your management in New York has anything going on, I'm happy to let him have the interview and let him distribute as needed. I'm happy to do that for you guys, man. You guys were way too much fun to talk to today. Very entertaining, and I can't wait to hear the new music as well, man. So
thank you. Really appreciate it.
I'll let you guys have the rest of your evening, and thank you again for sitting down with me, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time and for reaching out.
Oh, no problem, guys. Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.
Okay.
All right.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye bye.